Well, the time has come, folks, and there is something that I have realized, and I need to share this with you now because it took me by surprise, and I like being transparent with you guys. So we're going to talk about that today. It was in January of 2023 when I made a video that listed my top 3 favorite tabletop RPGs of all time. And normally on Fridays, we have classic tabletop RPGs. And we've been doing this series on Dark Conspiracy. Now, I'm going to continue this series. I'm going to finish it out because I always do. I know it doesn't get a lot of views and a lot of people aren't into it. That's fine. Again, there's a reason for that. I've done a video on that as well. But today we're going to take a little bit of a turn because it's time for an update to that top 3 favorite RPGs of all time because, well, it's changed now. So what I'm going to do is this. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to give you number 1 and number 2 because we're going to actually literally count down. So we're going to go from 1 to 2 and we're going to hit number 3 because number 3 is the one that has changed. And we'll harken back to the one that was in that slot before a quick second. So I'm not going to spend a lot of time on number 1 and 2 because you guys already know that. And if you don't, you can go ahead and go and look at that video. But I'm going to wax poetic on this 3rd one. So even thinking about it is getting me geeked. That's why I'm smiling. Oh, man. Let's get into this right now, folks. And roll that transition. Yeah, you knew this one, right? This one is not going to change. Classic Marvel Superheroes Advanced. Yeah, that's not going to change anytime soon. And I've covered other superhero tabletop RPGs on this channel, but they just don't have what I call the it factor in terms of story and really drawing you into the genre and all the rest of this stuff. Now, it's not to say that the game is perfect. It's not perfect. It really isn't perfect. It's just perfect in the places that it needs to be. It is. And so this has not changed. Marvel Superheroes Classic version Advanced is still my number 1 tabletop RPG of all time. Now, let's slide into number 2. This hasn't changed either, and I'm actually running a mini campaign right now with my group because we have taken a break from the one that was in the 3rd slot. So we'll get to that in a minute. But NUMENERA, yeah, that is what we're playing. I love that game. It is so elegant. Oh, it's just the amount of stories and the focus of that game. The focus of it. You know, everybody plays a tabletop RPG. Let's get to the combat. Okay, well, it's a little bit more than that. And see, it's a little bit more than that for me in just about every tabletop RPG that I want to be a part of. I don't want for it to be just a combat slugfest session every time we get together. I want there to be some substance. That's the whole RPG elite mentality here, And just like Marvel, it gives me that kind of a little bit of butterflies, and it just gets me excited on the inside, and I'm like, ooh, shoot, yeah, I got ideas here. Oh man, I wonder what they'll do here. The stories that can develop from this. Because remember, for an RPG elite, it's not about the system. It's about the story. It always is. And actually, the game that usurped my 3rd game really epitomizes that idea. So we'll get to that in a second. But first, let's get to the one that was in the number 3 slot before. I love Lord of the Rings. I do. And I love first edition of the One Ring. I do. I have been running a campaign in that for over 6 years. And we only took a break to play the second one, NUMENERA. And so right after we get done with this mini campaign, guess where we're going? You guessed it, we're going right back to the One Ring. Now, I have done a lot of work on the One Ring in terms of, my own, homebrew rules and things like that. 30-page addendum. Yeah, I ain't lying. 30-page addendum I put together. Gave it to all my peeps. It was like, okay, this is going to take over this. This is going to take over this. And I love the game. I do. I love the lore. I love the tone of this game. Really do. And I had a feeling, though, that it may not stay at number 3 forever. Even though I truly love me some Lord of the Rings lore and all the rest. I love it, dude. I just had a feeling it wasn't going to stay there the whole time. Even when I was doing the video back in January of 2023, I was like, it's here for now. And I think I might even said that in the video. I don't know. But it has officially been usurped. And so what we're going to do is we're going to slide into this number 3 position, the new kid on the block that has taken over and become part of my top 3 favorite games of all time, at least for the time being. Now, before we get into that, I want to let you know about something that I just released, and it's only been out for a little while, but I just wanted to make you aware of a free PDF that I have for people who want to get in on it. It's RPG Elite's Top 10 Tabletop RPGs for Beginners. Now, you don't necessarily have to be a beginner in order to grab this. Maybe you're looking for a different game than the one that I refuse to mention by name on this channel, and you want to do something just a little different, then this will be for you as well. Each of the games listed here is in the vein of an alternative genre, so no traditional fantasy here, keeping with the brand and the agenda here on RPG Elite. It also has a difficulty score for each game. Now, nothing goes over a 7 because it is supposed to be for beginners, folks, but there are a lot of games there for you to choose from, and I tried to kind of pepper in as many genres as I possibly could. So you got post-apocalyptic, you got some sci-fi, you got superheroes, the whole wop. So if you want to grab that, again, this is absolutely free. Go ahead down in the link in the description below. It's going to be there, and you can click on that and grab that and see if you discover something new. And for those of you who might be looking to play a tabletop RPG because you're a beginner, I'm sure you're going to find something quite nice there. So, what is the new game in the number 3 slot? The new game is, yep, Vaesen. This took me by surprise. I am not going to lie. When I first was introduced to Vaesen, I was just kind of experimenting, seeing, what is this game about or whatever. The more I read, the more I was like, I dig this game. And then I read some more. Now, understand something. I don't like the Year Zero engine. I don't like it. That system is not something that, I'm going to write home about or something. However, RPG Elite quality number 8, y'all. It's not about the system, it's about the story. And I am telling you, the stories. See, this is how I knew that Vaesen was a part of it. It has that it factor. I'm talking about it and I'm getting geeked and I want to get back into it because, by the way, y'all, yeah, you remember Akello Balandemu, that solo series that I've been working on for like over a year. Well, it is coming. It's coming before this month ends. I've already been working on it, so it is coming. But every time I think about this game, it gives me the same feeling like NUMENERA and Marvel. It's that butterfly feeling up in here. Now, when I think about the One Ring, I like the game and I enjoy the game. Yeah, it's fun, but it doesn't give me that feeling. And it's like I said, for me and for all of us, really, there are certain games that have that it factor for us. Makes us all excited and geek. Just think about it. And Vaesen just blindsided me. I had no idea what I had no idea. I love that game. I adore that game. Oh, the possibilities. That's all I think of in my head. The possibilities, man. And I've only scratched the surface on even playing the game, but every time I get into it, I'm like, oh my gosh, I could stay playing this game for hours upon hours upon hours. It's just good stuff here. Good stuff. So yes, Vaesen is the new kid on the block. And I think it's going to stay there unless this game ends up being equal or usurping it. Now, this game just came out and I just got this game. They just sent it to me. And I don't know much about this game, but I started reading like the beginning and the lore and everything that was going on. And folks, I'm getting that feeling again. And I'm saying to myself, oh, come on, Free League. What are y'all doing to me here, man? What's this going on? And listen, again, I don't like the Year Zero engine, but there's the backdrops, the lore, the story possibilities for this. Oh man, it doesn't even put a dent in me wanting to play a game like that. And I've only read just a little bit, so I don't know if this will usurp Vaesen. I really don't know, but I'm getting that feeling. And I've only read like the first beginning section of it. And I'm like, oh man, come on now. Now it may be that I'm getting ahead of myself, but stick a pin in this because it may be that we might have a new number 3, or maybe it even goes further. Who knows? Stay tuned. I'm sitting here thinking about Vaesen and I want to play the game right now. I'm not lying. I want to get into my Kelobal and Demu series. Oh man, I love losing myself. And that game. It hit me sideways, man. I just really wasn't expecting it. And I just want to explore it even more. I want to get down and dirty with it. I mean, I really do. And I'm telling you right now, there's no other games besides those 3 games that make me feel like that. And besides the Electric State so far, we'll see how that goes. Ah, man. As a matter of fact, I tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to get off of this video. I'm probably going to go and get into some Vaesen. That is what I'm going to do. Hey, if you got any value out of this video, maybe you learned about a new game, or maybe it was entertaining, or maybe it was just cool to hang out with me for a while. Then if so, could you do me a solid, please? And could you, for a brother, crush that like button? Okay. Also, if you want to stick around, I come out with videos every Tuesday and Friday, God willing, and I haven't missed one yet. So God has been good. So if you want to stick around here on the RPG Leet YouTube channel, part of the Leet Nation, baby, then go ahead and hit that subscribe button and also tap that notification bell. All right, let's get to the question of the vid. Now, I told you why these 3 games, what these 3 games do to me, right? And it's not like the games don't have problems, you know, they're not like flawless games. But again, it's about the story. You see story potential when you're an RPG elite. That's all I'm looking at, right? And I just look at the system in terms of, is that thing going to get in the way of this, or is it going to help? Or is it just going to, is it going to help things flow? So that's all we're looking at here. Well, it's different strokes for different folks. You know what I mean? Not everybody is an RPG elite, and that's too bad. But anyway, here's the question. What game, what tabletop RPG gives you that feeling? What tabletop RPG to you has that it factor? And every time you're thinking about it, you're like, I want to play, and I want to play right now. Let's get some engagement going. Let's talk about this down in the comments below. I love hearing from you guys. You guys know I read your comments and everything. So let's do this like Brutus, because you always knew this. And that's it, folks, for me. That means that I'm going to have to slide on out of here and do my snagglepuss.
So exit, stage left.
Hey, if you got any games coming up this weekend, happy gaming. I pray it is an RPG Elite session. You want to watch some videos, there's one right here for you. And until next time, it's me. It's your boy Servant saying peace. Right there, baby. 5,000 Leets. That's right. Your boy is gone.